on this day in history. Yesterday, in the inbox of the email associated with this blog and the related podcast, there was a link, the wrap for 2023. So, of course, it had to be clicked, and as it happens, it was pretty much about the podcast only, which is fine, however. As it happens, the data used to develop the wrap was only from one viewing source, and not the most popular one. Again, this is okay, especially because it ignited the thinking process leading to this post. You see the whole thing highlighted the past year. What was listened to by most people? Where those people were when they listened? What country? Not whether you were caught in a traffic jam somewhere around Detroit, or in a Walmart parking lot trying to get the child-proof cap off your antidepressants. It announced that the pod had an overall increase of 6%. Thanks. Oh, and as long as you are being thanked, we might as well throw in that adding up the page, reads and listens for the two main blogs, and the podcasts that have been offered over the past 5 years now. The total amount of reads and listens has topped 70,000, which is just a number about 1,000 more than 69,000. Nonetheless, thanks for using some of your time paying attention. Now for the history. So, personally, I read a couple blogs from time to time and listened to several podcasts regularly, or at least sometimes, and that will wind up in their wrap, I'm sure. One of these has a subject of this day in history. Now, ever since I was a kid, when there was a considerable shorter history of some things, including this here United States, when I was in school, the textbook was more like a pamphlet. There have been these little calendars that had a history fact on each page, giving a fact about what happened, or was reported to have happened, on that day. There will be another post or podcast that gives some highlights about particular days. However, no particular day leaps out right now, not even February 29th. So what's impressive? There are no blank pages. Think about that for a minute. All year long, every day, something significant can and will happen. Every single day, someone woke up, had their energy drink, Coca-Cola with real cocaine perhaps, and decided, I'm going to try to do this just one more time. And bingo, they're on the calendar. Well, we don't have to worry about the calendar or the podcast so much as maybe adopting the mindset that today is the day that we can be part of something significant happening in our lives, in our schools, in our town, or in the drive-through of McDonald's. And if not today, then tomorrow for sure. And the cool thing is, when a lot of the things in this on this day calendar happened, the people involved weren't thinking. I'm going to be on a podcast in 2023. They were likely just thinking what I'm doing is something towards this or that purpose. And so they did it. Oh, and sometimes it was just an accident that they noticed could have a positive impact. Now, peace and joy on this day in history. Well, first, it's your history, or more important to note, all of history was something that happened in the present at that time. Sometimes the person doing it knew it might be historic, like when Armstrong walked on the moon. But there was a lot about that day, or the events leading up to it, that had to happen on some day, like the day the Apollo crew had training on how to go to the bathroom in space. After all, no one had ever taken a leak on the moon before, either, so it was one small piddle for man and one giant. Leak for mankind on that day, I tell you. So, to sum up, This is your day in history. Put something on your calendar. You make a difference, and often someone else will benefit. Also, will you please remind these year in review people that there is a whole month left in the year, and something important will happen every day.